Two squirrel cops from Michigan say they saw a beast of terrible proportion that eats little fluffy squirrels. Is it fact or fiction? Two farmers from Minnesota claim that their cattle was abducted by a UFO as well as themselves. Are these men telling the truth, or are they just crazy inbreds? Also, two teenage boys on a dare sneak into Old Man Wilson's house shortly after he dies and claim that he is still there haunting his house. Is this story and footage real, or is it all just an elaborate hoax to impress some young teenage girls? Last, we have a dilemma down at the local university. The funds needed for the various programs have been redirected and nobody knows where they have disappeared to. Join us tonight for these amazing mysteries and more. Perhaps you too could solve a mystery.
It's a beautiful day.
2 years ago in western Michigan, the squirrel cops encountered a terrible beast of wicked, deadly proportions. It's known to the natives as the El Chupalabra, or El Chupanubre, or Nubro, whatever. It's a beast with an unquenchable lust for squirrel flesh. Now this is the squirrel cop's story.
Well, I remember it very clearly. We got a call. We got the call. January 17, 2001. And they told us, something's happening. You gotta come out here. There's something attacking the squirrels, and there's pieces of squirrels everywhere. And we didn't know what to think at first. We thought, we'll go check this out, but we got there. All we saw, man, was fur, blood, everywhere. They didn't believe us at first. We called for backup. Nobody was coming. They thought we were crazy, man. And then old Willie, he saw something moving in the trees. He came and got me, and he showed me, and we saw it. The natives have called it El Chupalabra. Well, we took some DNA samples and took it back to the lab. By this time, we were starting to go crazy with some of the things we'd seen. Squirrel parts were scattered all over the streets, and there was blood flowing in the gutters. Little squirrels' nuts. And this monster, he was grazing out in the pasture on little helpless squirrels that were running by. He grabbed them and snatched them up and bite them in pieces. It was the worst thing and terrible I ever saw. I haven't been able to sleep since that day. 5 years ago. No. Turn it off. Turn it off. Oh. Yeah, I guess it was back in
Middle of January, '01. Oh, sweet screaming Moses. Yeah, my partner and I, we got this call. We were out there, we didn't know what to believe. We heard them talking about little squirrels. We got there and there was little pieces of squirrel meat and trails and nuts were everywhere. This is terrible. This is just inconceivable. So I went to my partner. I said, "You better get the tranquilizer, not for the little squirrels that were left twitching on the ground like this, but for me, because I don't think I can handle this anymore." He's like, "Okay, Mikey." It wasn't my name, but he called me that sometimes. He's like, I'll give you the tranquilizer. We're looking and tranquilizing ourselves, and it was such a mess. First thing we saw was just a squirrel tail in the tree. I think we have footage of that. There's just tails in the tree. The sicko monster lined them up like squirrel pelts, like a scalping, you know? I don't know. And so it was just terrible, because I was like, what do you make of this? And he said, I don't know. And he was peeing in his pants. I said, what are you doing, man? He's like, look. And there was a whole pile of squirrel bones. Little creature had been gnawing on them only a few hours before, because they were still warm and wet with his saliva. We took his DNA. And the El Chupa Libre, or El Chupa Nubra, depending on what dialect you speak, up in these parts. He's been eating squirrels for years. And I think we actually spotted him. We took a shot, and he actually shot back.
Terrible, 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 terrible.
I don't know how we got a gun. I tell you. We got in the shooting duel, right? He was shooting at us, and we were shooting back at him. It was just awful. We haven't been able to see him yet since that day. But you know he's out there. I know he's out there, because I can see little puffs of fur in the trees. Little eyes on the ground. And nuts. They're still buried in the ground. And that's the sign that he's still out there. And every now and again, you'll see a paw just stuck to a tree where he used to be before the El Chupa Nubra came and grabbed him and ate him. And just his little 4 paws are stuck to the tree, squirting blood. Oh, please, somebody hold me. Hold me, dearly. Hold me. Oh, nobody's holding me. Nobody's holding me. Oh, somebody hold me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Harry Hart.
Two years ago in northern Minnesota, 2 brothers/cousins claim a UFO came to their farm and stole their cattle and moo animals, as well as themselves. Their footage tells a frightening story. This is the Hick Farmer's story.
Well, sir, me and Boyd Bridges were standing on this very spot about 1 year ago today when we were playing with little Poochie here, and all of a sudden he started going crazy and kicking his house and licking the metal and stomping all around and going in and out like he is now. And we said, oh my goodness, what is wrong, little Poochie? And I turned to Boyd and I said, Boyd, what is happening here?
I looked up at him and I said, look at here, Johnny Sue. I feel something strange happening right up here in the sky. And I pointed, I said, look at that. There's a great big old saucer right up there.
And just as he said that, all the cows all at one time, they looked and they all farted really loud, and then we all saw this giant saucer covering the sky, and it was humongous. Must have been 500 feet across. And then it started to go for Lucy. And Lucy, she ran into her house, and the green light came down and it was pulling her right out of her cage. And we lost her that day. Fortunately, we found her later on over in the pasture. But I said to Ma and Pa, who also happen to be my cousins, I said, Ma and Pa, you gotta come out here and see this. There's a terrible wreck going on outside in the pasture. And then what'd you say?
I was like, Pa, you see this train out here? That don't belong with all of this. We just got these here cows. This train wreck don't belong. And they said, Boyd Bridges, boy, you crazier than a lunatic. Get on out here and look at this here barn. Ain't no train. I got back to the story. Said, Pa, Lucy, she gone. Johnny Sue, he gone. He come back. I don't know what's happening. I feel like I've been gone too.
And I don't even know what he's talking about. But all I do know is I came back, the poor cows, they're too afraid to crap or eat. And they ain't got nothing else. Oh, poor little cows.
Why?
They didn't deserve such an atrocious sighting of these aliens that were so mean. Another thing, the truth of be it as it may, was that day we did have a video camera out there, and we just happened to catch all this on tape. And I think you can see a little bit in the video some footage of the gigantic saucer that took up the whole sky. If you see it there in the video, it's about the size of a big cumulus cloud. You'd think it's about so big. Oh, Boyd! Oh, Boyd! I got the video camera. We got the video camera here. We gotta get this on tape right now. We've just spotted a UFO.
I know! Right up here, look, I'll show you. We got this massive whole thing right here. It's like a halo of Jesus, only it's Satan coming out of the clouds to kill me!
That's what we see.
I feel like it's gonna get away there. Johnny Sue, we gotta get this here on
We gotta get this here on tape, on this video tape. That's when I looked up and I saw it in the sky. It was crazy.
Johnny Sue here. He looked up and he said, look at there! It's a big alien spaceship saucer. And I passed out. Yeah.
Where is it, Boyd?
Yeah.
Go, Boyd! Show us this is true. Oh, Boyd, is such a big UFO. It's so big. It's bigger than the barn. It must be bigger than anything. It's going for the cows.
You don't need spaceships for them cattle.
It's going for them. What are we gonna do, Boyd? We can't lose our cattle.
What about Mom and Pa?
Save them. Forget our cousins. Let's go.
I think they're fast, though.
I think they already took little Louie. Louie, look, he's not in his pen. It's
already been taken.
Louie,
No!
I miss him so. What happened, little Mickey? Tell me everything, please. Look how scared he is. He won't do anything. He's just gonna sit there. He's not gonna eat his feed or do any pooping.
He ain't doing nothing. They're all too scared. We gotta get these cattle out of here.
Where did it go? The UFO. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, sweet by and by. We've just spotted the terriblest thing you'd ever see. I'm just glad we're alive to show.
Oh, Johnny Sue, I'm so glad that thing's gone. I thought I was gonna poop myself.
But now none of us will be pooping ourselves.
No, don't say it.
This is me signing off. I'm too scared to video anymore.
Get the thing there off. We gotta get these cattle.
Approximately 1 year ago, two young boys on a dare snuck into Old Man Wilson's house shortly after he died. All this for some smooches for some girls that quite possibly could have been their cousins. But that's not what we're investigating tonight. Their footage tells a far freakier tale. This is the Horny Young Boys' story.
My name's Charles Riddenbacher the seventh.
My name's Long John Eddie, and we just call him Bo.
It's the first time I've been back here since it happened. It's just like it was back then.
It was a year ago next Tuesday.
It was Friday.
It was a Tuesday.
It was a Friday.
It was a Tuesday, okay? I remember. It was Pandalarium because Ma was making casserole, which she always makes on Tuesday.
I can't believe it. Old man Wilson died on a Tuesday. We came on a Friday.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
I remember, just like it was yesterday. Let me walk you through it. I came in right through over here, right by that fence. My
fence
friends
wasn't there.
My friends were right over by that tree. They're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? He's gonna get you." And right over here, there was like a tombstone. I don't know what happened to it.
There was no tombstone. It was a
Yes,
rock.
yes, it was.
It was a rock.
Well, anyway, I came up through here, and the second I stepped down here, I realized that my foot was stuck, and I couldn't get it. Then I couldn't get my foot, and I was just wrestling, and finally my shoe just came off.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Of course you don't know what you're talking about. You were like over in a corner peeing your pants.
No, I wasn't. I was peeing on a bush.
Right. So, I came over real slow.
He
I
forgets
reached
to
for the
tell you he
doorbell.
was crying the whole time because he was scared. It was
Finally,
the only way a girl would kiss him.
shut up! At least they agreed to kiss me for doing it.
Yeah,
Unlike
but she's
you.
your cousin.
Well, your little boyfriend agreed to kiss you.
Jealous.
Ring the doorbell, and then nothing happened. I was like, this isn't so bad. Started looking in, so I decided I'd get a little closer look.
I was still peeing.
Then I saw it. It was old man Wilson,
Sure it was.
but he wasn't in the house. I just panicked, so I just ran.
So we got him to come back later that night, and I brought a camera. I don't like this place. This place is bad. It's bad. Let's hurry up, man.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look in here.
This is right where it happened.
When we came here, we walked in. I swear to you, we didn't touch the door.
It closed all on its own.
And we came walking right over here. Getting the chills just thinking about this. And I was right about here and the phone rang. I remember saying to Long John, do you think we should answer it? And of course he's like, sure, why not? So I pick up the phone and all I hear is, get out of my house. Get out of my house. You have 7 days to get out of my house.
I didn't pass out.
I just dropped the phone. I was like, we should really get out of here. No, that's what you said.
I said that.
You said that. I said, let's keep on going and see what we see.
Yeah, and I said you're dumb.
Yeah, you came with me, didn't you?
I don't know if this is a good idea.
Burn marks. Burn marks are still there. I won't even tell you how they got there. It was horrible.
What is it? What is it? Dude, what's wrong, dude?
Where is he?
Where's who? He was right there. Who's there? Dude, I don't like this house, man. Dude, I don't like this. You alright, man? I can't remember.
This must be his office.
This must have been where he was.
Coming up to the office.
His office. Remember?
Yeah, I remember. The hand. This has got to be the creepiest office.
This must have been his room.
You didn't tell he was rich, though. I mean, look at this desk. Tell it hasn't been used for a while, but...
Where'd the light go, dude?
Sure.
Where'd the light go?
Save yourself!
Can we get out? Dude. Oh no! It's moving! How do we get... Somebody help! What's going on? Dude.
Get down! Somebody!
Dude, don't turn around.
Why?
It's... What? What? There's nothing in there. Dude. What's that noise? It's opening. What's that? Where'd it go?
What the crap is that?
Who shut the door? Who shut the door? What's going on? How many push the counter?
Get those chairs against the door. Hurry, yo.
The chair! We gotta get out of here!
Oh man, I think I messed your shorts. Still want them back?
Oh, this is a freaky room. What do you think they did in here?
Sorry, messed him again.
People are never gonna believe this, Silver. Dude, do you see that?
Red rum! Red bum.
Do you see it?
What the crap?
Let's go over here.
Rummy!
People are never gonna believe this. Let's get out of here, man. This is too much for me. I can't take it! Silver! Ow! We came in here. I can't. It was over there. That corner. It was awful. Don't make me go in there, please. Please. I'm not doing this. I'm finished. What is this place?
Oh no! Wow! No more tickles for Elmo. Elmo is my middle name. I hear something in the dark. Mommy. I don't want to die a virgin.
Look, these old typewriters. They must be like, oh.
Run! Oh, run out! Freedom!
Down at the local university, there are funds to be accounted for. Departments are desperately needing the money that was promised to them, but they cannot find it. Departments like biology and botany, physics and agriculture and horticulture and poticulture. Departments like media studies and architecture and physical therapy, and even the math department, though not too many people are complaining about that. What happened to these missing funds that were promised? Where did they go? Who has accounted for them? Join us as we investigate the missing funds from our local university.
Funds. They're not here. Where could they be? Help us find the missing funds of our local university. We start with the biology, chemistry, physics, science department, yes. As you can see, they have no money for brand new microscopes. So they're forced to use just magnifying glasses with the thing behind it. And also, it's just so terrible. They have no money for books or supplies, and their teachers are like third-rate teachers who can't even draw on the board properly.
I'd love to show you this, but we have no funding for any more microscopes, so I'm going to draw what a virus looks like. It kind of looks like that. Now, the virus invades your body, and it comes in.
It's a very terrible situation.
Now, chickens, cows, horses, and rabbits all have different viruses. They look slightly different. Rabbit viruses look like that. That's a rabbit virus. Okay? A chicken virus, no. A cow virus is more like that. And then, of course, your horse virus kind of, looks like that.
And look at the plant growing department, the horticulture department, whatever, botany. It's really suffering from a lack of funding. As you can see here, they have no money to keep their plants growing, so they just all wither and die. They have no money to build their new greenhouse. As you can see, this one's all dilapidated and destructed and falling apart, and all the plants are dead, and there's pizza boxes strewn everywhere, and it's a very terrible, terrible sight. The media department is also suffering from a lack of no fundings. They're being forced to use Macintosh computers. And not just any Macintosh computers, really old ones. As you can see here, this lab is really old. And look at this old man trying to check his email on an old Mac. It's just so sad. They have no funding and no money for new computers. Architecture is another department that's severely suffering from a sickening lack of funds. As you can see, these two Archies are fighting and squabbling over the little light that they have so they can pour over their drawings, which is on cheap, dirty old, smelly, stinky paper that's been recycled, but not too well. Their quarters are cramped. They have no room, no desk space. It's just turned over boxes and whatever they can find, some old beat-up drawers, and they only have one chair that they constantly fight over. It's very, very terrible.
As you can see here in our eyewitness documentary, the various departments, such as this department, the Art and Design Department, are suffering from a lack of students and chairs that have nails in them. That also is very dangerous and disturbing. But if you look here, their projects are nothing more than just broken glass. It's very sad. Take a look. It's truly sad. Where has all this funding gone? Where could it be? Will anybody save us? Because of no funding, they are unable to hire teachers, and students are reduced to painting mere crap. Looks like someone barfed all over the canvas. Lonely equipment, lost, cast off, and left for dead. This is what happens when students don't return to a university that's misplaced its funding. As you can see here, this is Old Reliable, the outhouse for the university that has stood the test of time for over 121 years. Unfortunately, there's only one at this university. The funding for building more has gotten cut mysteriously. Where has it gone? Nobody knows. Well, anyway, I better use it since there's a long line of university students that are angrily shouting curses and obscenities at me. So, we'll be moving on now. The physical therapy department is also in shambles. As you can see, their main building is nothing more but a beat-up mobile home. They were supposed to get brand new equipment this year, but the funding mysteriously disappeared. As you can also see over here, the classrooms are nothing more but picnic tables outside, day or night, winter or sun, snow or hail, stuff like that. This just is a sad and sorry sight to see. Please, help us find those missing funds so the physical therapy majors can get back to being physical. Also, as you can see, the quality of the ad building, it's a mobile ad building, so they can move it from place to place if the students get too upset about the way things are going. As you can see, there are many dents in the side of it just due to frustration. And you can see the quality of the dorms is, well, that's the only dorm on campus, and it's falling apart. Just last week, little Betsy Joe Rogers fell through the floor. Splat. And as you can see, the quality of the parking lot isn't much better. It's just not more than a grass field with dirty old smelly playgrounds for children to play on that have rust, and you need to get a tetanus shot or something. It's just very terrible. We need our funding. To this date, the missing funds are still missing. But if you or anyone you know or love or cherish or care about knows anything about these missing funds, please call this number right now. Thank you for joining us on Not Solved Mysteries. Perhaps you have solved one of our mysteries while watching this show. If so, please call in. Or just call me. I have nothing to do. Till next time, I'm Victor Straney. And mysteries are out there. Join us for these amazing... This sounded weird. I'm starting. Yes, it has an unquenchable thirst for squirrel flesh, and can be not stopped at nothing. Try that. I was doing so well! And it's not northern Michigan, I'm supposed to just say Michigan. Southern Michigan, western Michigan. Should I say west? I'll say western Michigan. I'm repeating myself. I don't know if we want to use that or not. I forgot the rest of my lines because I switched something out of order. Two boys on a dare snuck into Old Man Wilson's house shortly after he died. That's pretty much all that happened. About 1 year ago... Crap, I really sucked it up that time! But their footage tells a far freakier tale than what I am investigating in Screaming Pines. Dang it, I forgot the media studies, physical therapy, and architecture, and basket weaving, though not too many people are complaining about that. Oh, you laugh. Monsters. They hide under your bed during the night. But what do they do during the day? They go through your underwear. Your underwear drawer. They're sickos. That's why they're called monsters, people! It's very terrible. Very terrifying, and that's what they do. They do it all day long. Sometimes they put it on. So when it feels a little itchy when you get it on the next day. That's why. Monster butt fur. Thank you for joining us on Unsolved Mysteries. Remember, I'm Victor Straney. I once snuck up to a haunted house so a girl would kiss me. Well, actually, it wasn't a girl. It wasn't really a haunted house either. It was just my grandmother's house. Hey, cameraman, back on me. I'm the host of this show. That's Rizite. Okay. Anyway, so it was my grandmother's house, and she was actually baking these, like, cookies. And they were filled with, like, they were filled with nuts. Nuts that little squirrels had gathered. Hey! Little squirrels that had been abducted by UFOs, and they left their nuts behind because nobody could find where the funding to the university that was doing the research on them went. So we gathered the nuts and made walnut cookies. Hey. Yes, anyway, so these walnut cookies. On that sweet by and by, on that beautiful shore, on the sweet by and by, we will meet on that beautiful shore.